So that all hopefully works. Let's try to make this doable. Don't remember whether I have that thing set up to show the chat. Don't. Should probably do that. Okay. Let's see. What do we need to work on? We're still working on this area, so that's probably it. I would say I probably need to figure out what I want that sequence to look like. Hey Marcos, how's it going? I need to look at this thing. I think I'll just no clip. That should work. No, I actually don't know whether or not those work as far as how they're wired up, although that's not terribly important right now. Hopefully I'm audible. Let me know, Marcos, if there's any weird audio issues. I meant to go live about an hour ago, but I kept having like weird audio issues on my like test stuff. It kept popping and things, and so hopefully it's not doing that now. Hopefully I'm not muted too. Okay, good. All right. Let's see. So I think after these, it probably makes sense to go straight to these, but we'll think about it. Let me turn that down, at least on my end. I don't know how loud that is on the stream. So I like just did this world space cursor thing. That's the last thing that I did, and maybe everybody will hate it. I don't know. Oops. Apparently I have that implemented still. I need to turn that off. I have it still set up to where if I right click a panel it will randomly generate a new puzzle. I don't need that. Let's see, that would be probably in player, I guess. Let me make sure this text is big enough to be readable. Is this big enough? Let me know where this text is readable, because I know I stream at pretty low res. Okay. So it's going to be somewhere here with clicking, right clicking. Well, thought it would be right here. Mouse button. Oh, okay, it's right here. Okay. So I don't really need that. I guess I could just... I'll just comment it out for now. That's fine. Not readable yet. Okay. Is this readable? Need to put it on like low latency mode, but it tends to have more stuttering issues if I do that. So maybe this is readable now. I guess I'll... Yes, barely. Okay, well, I'll make it a little bigger. It's pretty big on my screen, but but it's the best I can do. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going back to this because I accidentally generated a puzzle, and by right-clicking. I guess because I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to. Because something I'm thinking about implementing was maybe you want the cursor moving back to the player to be automated, or not automated, but manual. So you like click there and it would move back. So you would like right click to go back. Right now it's pretty much just timer based, and if you start moving and don't move the cursor, then it will do that faster. Okay. But the only thing really I'd say I have to get used to with this world cursor is I got used to like sometimes just using the using my character to move over to the next panel. Like I would just leave the cursor here and then move over, and then I would be on that tile or whatever. But most of the time it's probably going to be better. But we'll see. You know, I can always go back to the old way. So I think I pretty much set this up to where you can skip that and do this one. But I may want to do this first. I don't know. I worry about people getting confused if I do that first, but sometimes I also like to throw you something like this first so that you're like, I don't know what this is. And either you get, I don't know, it's hard to do that because like, how's the player gonna know? I guess is the the classic thing there. How are they gonna know if they see this first that they should do this set of puzzles so that they can find that out, what this means? I'm worried that they're not. No audio. It should have audio. It should just be you. Try to turn it up. If it's too quiet, I'll make some adjustments. Should have audio. Yeah, so this one's like, but I get nothing for that right now, so that seems a bit lousy. So I'm rethinking how I want to do this. But I think what I want to do is maybe move these. That's really tough because this is like a high level thing that maybe you get or you don't. The question is, do I want to put this behind a gate for that? Or do I want to let you go to these? Because I'm trying to give the player as much like choice about what they do next as possible. But if I give people too much choice, they can also get confused. So still got like a issue with pop-in of puzzle panels. It's like a subtle issue that doesn't really matter, but it's easier to fix. Oh, hello, no time to believe. I thought you were Marcos because your name was the same color. Can I like? That doesn't seem to change people's name colors or anything. Okay, I guess they're always readable there. Anyhow, yeah, because this is like. think the like wobbling around of the cursor is gonna have to get toned down massively because it's a bit much. Even though it doesn't actually affect the the underlying cursor, like your cursor doesn't move, it's just the graphic. It makes you think that you need to move the cursor up in certain scenarios where you don't actually, because the cursor really hasn't moved. It just feels like you've moved your mouse. So I'll probably make it to where the thing doesn't move as much. Actually, I can adjust that pretty quickly. I gotta fix that stuff because it's very new. Oh gosh, what did I put that under? It's probably at like top level or something because I haven't sorted or ordered it. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so those need to go into scripts and probably player. So, I don't know which one it is. I think it's probably this thing, although this needs to get moved into the other one. The other, oh, I guess I have a public variable for that, so I could potentially just modify that to see what feels good. So that's going to be under player. And virtual cursor, I think. Or the sprite, maybe, yeah. So probably want to set that to like, we'll just go with half to begin with and see how that feels. God, it still moves so much. So I don't dislike it moving, but I probably need to make it to where it doesn't move unless it's like in the mode where it's next to the player. Am I ignoring that? Of course I'm ignoring that. Why wouldn't I ignore that? Anyway. Let's see. It's weird that this is like rendering really slowly when the frame rate's like 180 frames a second. For some reason I'm getting it running like at super low frames per second, which is not noticeable on the stream, I'm sure, but let's see. I'm like not noticing something. Like, is there some issue here that I'm not picking up on? Like, let me take that really insane. Okay, so it's definitely doing something. Because it's like moving back and forth. Oh, I think the issue is I'm ignoring it on the other axis. God. This is a problem with ignoring your variables. Okay. So now this guy's just going to move like crazy around. So we don't want that, but we want like, let's try 0.05 to begin with and see what that looks like. Because I like a little bit of movement, but I don't want it to move more than a couple pixels. Okay, so that seems okay. As far as like latency on the cursor, even like with this low frame rate, I don't really feel latency. It just doesn't look smooth. So that's good to begin with. We'll see what builds look like. I don't know why. It's not low frame rate though, so that may be why I don't feel low latency, because it might be actually not low frame rate. Anyway, let's change that to 0.05, so it's like a tenth of what it was. This is what I usually do when I'm working on the game, is I get distracted by something that's like way simpler than what I actually need to be doing. Oh, that's why it was probably slow, because I had the scene view and the game view visible. Okay. Start messing around with that stuff. I also don't know what this is. Like, it's telling me something, but I don't know what the things are, because there's no... Let me do some stack traces on those and see what the heck that is. Something's got a script on it, and I deleted that script, is what that means. But I'm still not, I'm not seeing anything, and like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I just told it to log, didn't I? Oh, no. Of course. Because, you know, why would I ever want to change that permanently if I was in play mode? You know, you wouldn't want that. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Do we have any new ones down here or anything? Like, let me set that to clear on play. So I want that. I want to see what those are. Gosh. Unity can be a pain. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a better idea. The issue here is not that. The issue is that I parameterized it, and then I decided on a number that was good, and then I hard-coded that number, but I still had the parameter in the code, so I didn't delete this was the problem. So if I deleted that, then I would have known that it wasn't parameterized with a variable. The issue now would be that it's going to be still parameterized the other way. See, because that's the issue in Unity with doing that, is I will show you, if I go over to the scene view, and we look at this, this is still 0.5 because I haven't gone and reset the component. I don't even know if that'll work. Yeah, there we go. So it's not pulling the default, it's serializing the value that I put in there before. So anyway, this seems okay. Like, a little bit of motion is nice because it just makes the cursor look not like a cursor. Because if I turn that off completely, then it looks like this, which is okay, and I may just do that because I didn't have the particles before, and this makes it look, it still looks kind of like it's moving because of the particles. I don't know. We'll ship it with the Bob thing and see how it does. Oh yeah, I did fix these. I forgot that I fixed these puzzles so that they work properly. I don't know about this one, because this one's like supposed to be like this one, only simpler, so that you kind of get something to do that one based on. But at the same time, when you stick it at the end of the sequence, it feels weird because the rest of the sequence is kind of all obviously a very, you know, countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, and then this one's different. It's a non sequitur. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to put this puzzle here to unlock these, or maybe unlock the ones down here. Because I guess the thing there is I didn't want you to have to do this one because it seemed hard, but maybe I should make it to where you have to do it because I don't know, because I haven't tested. I don't know, I'm just thinking about ordering of puzzles here. Variable is defined immediately beforehand. Yes. Well, yes, that's true. Because then I could move the variable out if I wanted to parameterize. Yeah. You're right that a gap might be okay to solve this. I'm just... I guess I'll try to explain my difficulty with this area and trying to figure things out. Okay, so I've got like an introductory area. I don't love the puzzles like this first set. It might be too hard, but that will have to get worked out after the next build. I do like this set a lot. used to it went straight to this, but I've changed the way these puzzles work, so I'm introducing like the multicolor idea right here. These used to be like single color with tiles that were locked on or off to make those puzzles be that way. So I've got those like multicolor ones, which are new, and that's all of these puzzles right here. Then I've got like some single color puzzles here that you have to like solve and walk through, and there's like a kind of meta puzzle here about how you have to navigate through this area to get up here. Then there's this whole area here, which is subtractive puzzles, so those are building off of these but are different. This has got to get revised, but the question would be, where the heck does it go? I used to have these puzzles over here, but I'm thinking I'm going to put these puzzles over here. But it doesn't really follow that you should do these and then that, because this is like a totally different idea. But maybe it's okay. I don't know. So I've got like, essentially the problem is that I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas for this area, and trying to order them is pretty hard. I mean, it's, yeah, I can see the wisdom of, if you're gonna parameterize the thing, to just put it that way, but hard-coded values I do like. Okay. God, this is so difficult to figure out what order to put things in, because there's no real logical reason that this even should be before this, because you could make an argument that this is simpler because it's just like one color tiles, right? But it's also like a totally different idea than this stuff, so I don't know. It's like me trying to graft stuff onto an area that's been around for a long time. So anyway, I feel like these should be optional, maybe. I don't know though. Yeah, it almost feels like these should be optional, so I could put these, instead of being over here, I could put those behind a wall over here if you solve this one. Question is, what do you get if you do all that? Like right now, the idea was that you got like a passageway back, so you didn't have to like resolve this every time you wanted to go back. So that might be good or bad, depending. Of course, I also thought about just using something like this and just having you use that to get back. So you wouldn't actually have a door that you had to do all these puzzles to get back, but instead would have something else. I gotta remember. There we go. Exactly what these puzzles are. Okay, so yeah, so those unlock a way back. I think the plan long term will maybe be to have multiple scenes. It really just depends on what the memory situation and load times are like, right? Right now it's all in one scene, but I've split it up into different like root objects already. So like this is inside a root object for this area. So moving it off into its own scene, or I guess the thing that you do now is prefabs. So you would move it off into a prefab, and then that prefab can be loaded in, is probably the way it will be done. Yeah. could just make this give you a shortcut back so that you can either solve this to get through here, which is probably easier given the frame of mind that you've been working with, or you can solve this and it will just like open up a doorway or a path through here or something. That might be a good approach. Yeah. But yeah, shortcuts do seem good. I feel like this is not so much a shortcut, because if you were going through, you would have to like go, I mean, you'd have to go right over here, which would be a shortcut, but then you have to go all the way over here, so it would make more sense that like, if we're just going right here, I don't know, you'd kind of feel like you want to get back to what you were working on faster. So, I think, yeah, nested prefabs. I haven't gotten the 2019 version yet, but it's got that. It's also got the, what is it called? Sprite shape thing, where you can do a vector thing and it puts sprites around the edge of it, which I'm hoping to use for some things. We'll see how well that goes. Let's try this, because I got to do something instead of sit here in indecision and not being sure what the heck I want done with this area. I feel like maybe these should be left to right instead of right to left, and I should make you go all the way around down here. So then I would have this at the end, but it would be a little more clear that maybe you're not supposed to do that. So like if I took this right here, I'll leave that. So then we'll take all these, and this would go over here, and then we would swap the order of all these. So we would have like, maybe like this instead. And looks like it turned off the outlines. I like using those. So I'm going to put those somewhere down here-ish. So it would have this right here, possibly flipped. Might make sense to flip it anyway. And something like that. Annoyingly, I don't have, I haven't set up like a, well, I guess I have. Oh, it mirrors, but the issue is it doesn't mirror that and this. I only have a mirror on the symbols themselves, not on the other stuff. So I gotta like implement that to where it's a thing for all these things, because otherwise I gotta like hand mirror them. So I'm gonna like do this, and I'm gonna lock this inspector, and we're gonna look at this one, and we're gonna mirror this by hand. Because why not? I think that's right, but I have the original just in case. And then we will take and we're just going to delete those for now because it's going to be wrong. So that needs to be like this, essentially. And then I'm going to put that right here. Yeah, it seems like it will work okay. do need to, like, at some point get the art going for this area, because if y'all have seen that water concept, the idea for yeah, okay. So the idea for these puzzles here that you solve, and you have to walk through, is that would be water. So there would actually be like a river going through this area. And so when you solve this, well, I have it set up wrong because I need another thing. So when you solve this, it's going to be set up to where these areas like raise up like this. And then you would walk on the raised up area across the water. Which would mean if I'm going across the water here, then I would need like a little bridge or something across the water. And then I just have like a gate or something that opens when you solve this. So you can either go this way or you can go that way, depending on which one you want to do. But that's all aesthetic considerations that I haven't got around to yet. Okay, so I gotta move this over here because this is like the starting one. It actually works pretty well, because if the idea is like this is water and then there's like a little island here or something that has this on it, having another one here right next to it, if I want to do that, makes sense, because this would be like water all through here. So that would probably be a good idea. So if I keep those organized roughly in some way, then I won't have to like rethink the layout of the area too much when I start adding art. What is this puzzle? I think this is just a defunct puzzle. I don't know what this is. Let me look at this puzzle. This is like some alternate version of this or something. Oh no, that's the one I just... Of course it is. It's the one I just put down there. Yeah, I just put that down there. No, I forgot. Drawbridge that lowers. Yeah. It's more to animate. But it would be cooler. Okay, so that works, because then I have this to go down here. So we say like, maybe this is, maybe the water flows through here. And there's like a river through this way. That would let me keep this area over here. But I could just make it to where that's a shortcut back down here rather than doing anything weird with it. And I could just not have this area be there. So that goes left to right there. It's like a little bit of a gap there. Maybe that's apparent that you don't have to do it. Maybe not. Question is whether I put... I don't know. That's the problem, is if I put this in the middle between that and that, even though it creates like a division, it feels weird. Anyway, I'll have more options to deal with that stuff later when I change the way the puzzles themselves are implemented. Sliding bridge, there you go. See, that's design solving a resources problem. Is to make the bridge go slide out across, right, into the middle, rather than be falling down. Especially like at this angle, like that kind of bridge to go down, it seems like it would be hard. Like from the side it would be okay for a top-down view game, but yeah. I'm wondering if there isn't a better puzzle that I can come up with to suit this thing, where it would just go around. I'm gonna try to do that. You would need to be down here though, and be bigger. So I think these are gonna get moved over somewhere else. Well, I guess I don't really need a shortcut, right? Because I'm doing this as the shortcut. So I feel like if you're super smart, you can just get through here. Or if you're not so smart, you can do this. I mean, you're still smart, but, you know, you're not as smart as whoever did this one. So, you know, whatever you want to feel like about that. And then these instead could go up here, maybe. That might be better. Yeah, that would be better. So instead I could like do a spot here where you solve and go up and around. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm still going to try a different puzzle. But yeah, sliding bridge. That's a good idea. Okay. Fortunately, there's a wall there, but that's okay. I need to... I'm just going to... Can I delete that? Okay, I can delete that temporarily. And then we will work on this puzzle here. It's not a puzzle, that is a tile. Okay. Let's make that like a 6, maybe? And let's see. See, for some reason I keep dragging that off of the pin instead of doing the other thing, and that's why it gets slow, because I'm like double rendering everything. So instead, let's just do this like this maybe. It's probably too many, but 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So that's 4 and 4 is how I would do those ones. I was going to do that 4 and 4, and then 5 and 5. So that would work. I've still kind of wanted to do one that like snaked like this, because I thought that would be really cool. You know, that's something that snaked around, which I might be able to do. It's just a question of whether or not there'll be like other things going on there. So you need a 2 here and a 2 there. It feels weird though if you're thinking about like water to do something like this, because like you're not gonna have to walk on that unless I start you over here. So I guess I could start you here and make you snake around like this. But then you're gonna have to like snake all the way like that. Yeah. So that would be one taller, I guess. So you go 1 taller, and then that would need to be. Let me just clear that out. That would need to be like a 2 there, and a 2 there, and then a 2 there. Maybe I just do that. I don't know how that would work. Because if I do, like, yeah, it just shows you could easily do that. And that's like a crazy mess. So instead you would want to do like a 6 there, and like a 6 there, like a 6 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I guess I could do 4 on all those. Oh no, there's a 3 on that last one. So yeah, so this would have to be something like that. And then we just got to wonder whether there's another solution to it. I guess there is. I guess this would technically work. Well, no, because that's forced there. Huh. I think that might actually be the only solution to it, which would be cool. It might make this puzzle too hard, but let's look for solutions on this. Oh, it only found 2. The one we want and an inversion of the one we want, so I guess it worked, more or less. So then you've got that as a like a snake around thing to go up here. All right, well let's copy that and let's paste that. That seems like a good idea, rather than making it the other way around. What in the heck is this? Oh, that's that rectangle. Okay, so let's move that down 1. I think that'll work because that'll still be solid. And then we'll put, yeah. Okay. So then these will go up here instead. So let me put that off to the side because it's okay. So these would go right here now, which I think is actually much nicer. Yeah, that's good. And I'll put that like that. Of course, this is all going to be like water, like I said, in the end of everything. Yeah, that will all be water there, through there. Yeah, something like that. So that'll work. Looks pretty lumpy and weird, but these guys, which would be like the harder ones, could go up here. This is all pretty good because this actually makes use of this space on the right here. It makes that less weird. Alright, so So yeah, so we end up go around here. You run across this bridge puzzle to begin with. If you don't know what to do, you're gonna have to go down here and work on these puzzles. Gives you 2 ways to get through. This one's harder theoretically, but is a shortcut. And then when you get up here, there's a set of puzzles. You go over here and start. And then if you can do this, then you can unlock like more puzzles there to do. So that's good, I think. I don't have any real benefit to solving this, though. Like, there's no benefit that you get there. I don't really want to run it into this area, even though that's what it looks like right now. This I want to get revised and then stick it over on this side, which means I'm going to have to like move some things around probably, or adjust the size of this to fit in this area, at least for now, because I can't overlap areas in space. Okay. Oh, hey Noah, sorry if I missed you before you left. But yeah, feel free to drop by anytime, you know. I don't stream on a super regular basis right now, but I should be able to do that hopefully pretty soon. Maybe next month. I should be able to start doing that on a more regular basis. I'm not sure what that schedule will be, but you know, I'll let you know. Okay, I guess that's why I didn't move it, because it's too big, but it needs to get moved somewhere to where it's separated, at least to begin with here. What do we got that's not moving? This one and that one. Okay, so we want to move that a little bit out of the way, and you can see I've got like all these puzzles that have gotten cut from this area at one point or another. And then that needs to get revised so that I can put it over here. I think that'll work. How long have I been streaming? I have no idea. I thought this told me how long I've been streaming, but it doesn't. I guess it's the other OBS that does that. Dang it. Well, hold on. Let me just look at me for a second, and I'm gonna figure out how long I've been streaming, since apparently Streamlabs will not tell me. 50 minutes, 46 seconds. Well, the seconds are more information than I required, but I do appreciate the thoroughness. This says 50 seconds for some freaking reason, which is really weird. Maybe the stream died. Oh, here we go, 51 minutes. Okay. I don't know why it says. I mean, that's minutes. That's probably minutes. Okay, anyhow, I'm going to take a real quick break, and I will be right back. I should probably have some, like, music playing. I don't know what, though. Maybe So, what are we working on next? I guess revising these. The question is whether I'm going to do any color stuff with these, because I don't know whether I will. Whoops. Because I got all these color puzzles here. So this doesn't work if I do it this way, I would assume. Assume it's useless. So I think that actually works pretty well, because that makes that a pretty challenging puzzle there. It's true I'm not gapping this right here, though. Oh, I don't want to spill my soda. So I should probably put it over there. Okay, this is a cool one, but not necessary. I feel like this goes alongside this one down here. Hold on, way down here, way down here. This guy. So yeah, so these are little optional puzzles. I'm not sure what's gonna be in there, but you know, it's sort of like a thing that should be easy if you like know what that means, but if you don't, then it's impossible. So I'm thinking maybe that one here could be like that. It could get pulled out into a standalone puzzle out somewhere else in the world. So that, like, if you know what it means, then it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. And that would be really easy to get into something. And there might be story stuff or something that you find by doing that. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. The colors on these need to get changed, I think, because it's really hard to see that. Probably impossible to see it on the stream. So yeah, let's edit the color of that panel so that it's more visible. Probably want to go with something like colored, I would think. Dog alarm is going on. Hold on. Don't know if the dog is going to keep going off, but we'll see. Why does it keep pulling out? Like, I don't really understand why it keeps doing this. And annoyingly, it won't like it won't actually move the tab on the screen so I can snap it in here. But yeah. Okay. So, I believe this one is supposed to work like that. I think those colors are probably fine, so. So, to begin with, we'll just color all of these that way. So we do that, we get the color helper, and then we select every single one of these, and hit copy to selected. Why are these selected? Like, I can't tell whether they're selected or not. I guess they are. I guess it just only outlines the larger shape for whatever reason. Okay. So that should be more visible, although I probably could have used this color too. It's probably the case that this is actually different than this, but in any case, we'll deal with that later. Okay. I still like this first sequence more or less, so I think I want to stay with that. Although I do worry this first one's too hard, but I still kind of like it anyway. So that's 5, 3. So that or that will work fine there. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm still pretty happy with those. Yeah. The only one I don't know about is this one, because I feel like I could do better. I don't hate it, but the people who play tested it usually think it's weird, so mostly because I'm requiring you to guess that that's gonna work, but the puzzle's pretty complicated anyway. It's not like a puzzle that's really simple as long as you think that. Of course, other people will. I've also had people think that on this one, think that you can do this canceling, and then realize it needs to be solved another way. So it could be a case of I need to cut this puzzle and not this one. I don't know. There's also a question of whether I can do these with multiple colors rather than having to lock them. Some of them I certainly can. Just have to kind of see what works. So probably the smart thing to do would be to take all these, duplicate them down here. I don't know whether that's going to update all of those references. I think it does, actually, which is pretty smart. It's pretty smart of Unity. Like, if you take a bunch of objects and you duplicate them, and it duplicates objects that, like, this object was pointing at this, and you duplicated that, it points it at that instead. So that's pretty good. Okay, so I think that will stay working, at least. That's solved for some reason. Okay. It's probably because I copied the state. I don't know whether my validate puzzles thing is usable right now. I should check that. Where is that? I think it's this. That's the wrong thing. That one probably actually needs to get deleted. I'm not certain, but it probably needs to get deleted. I think this is the right thing. Yeah, okay. So So yeah, so I can do that, and that will clear out any weird spurious things that will have gotten saved, like that it was solved. You don't want that. Okay. So let's save this all before we go messing around, because I think I want to try to do it this way. With all of these. Yeah, that should work. Oops. Just want to see whether, if it works with color, then that's actually pretty good, because then I can try them out some other ways. I mean, if it works with color, like if it works with color, then it will blend better with the other color puzzles instead of just being kind of an odd thing. Oh gosh, so it's blue on blue now, which is pretty terrible. But in any case, I don't think there's anything else I could do. I think it's still going to work the same way. Oh, except that the color is going to be looking at this color and not work, because that's the default behavior. So I considered just doing them where they were all black, because then maybe I could have some consistency, because it would feel like I was maybe changing the rule if I changed that. But I don't know. I don't know what people think. I guess I can throw that out to the viewers if anybody understands what these puzzles are enough to comment on that, or wants to understand them enough, because maybe people are trying to not pay attention so they don't get spoiled. Would anybody want to give an opinion, a second opinion on that, whether this thing feels like I'm changing the rules or not? I mean, I know somebody's going to think that about the game anyway, but I try not to lead to that feeling if possible. But it looks like they would all work if I made them work that way. Oh, it's okay. Do you want to answer the question, or do you think I should just go with the less risky option without spoiling anybody? Because I don't think I have anybody in the chat that's actually played this, so. Anyway, I'll go up to these next ones so I can do something short of that. Oh, okay. Well, I really only asked half a question because I didn't want to explain the puzzles if people didn't want them explained. But essentially, the thing I can do without having to do too much explanation, and should be pretty obvious anyway, is if these things are like multiple colors, they have to be separated. That's the way these work. So if like you go back here, you got like this, I have to separate either separate the yellows from the blues. Doesn't really matter what color they are, they just have to be all separated from each other. But the way these ones work is, excuse me, these little hollow circles here, let me zoom in a bit. These little hollow circles here are they subtract. But right here they'll subtract and the color matches, and so that makes sense. But if I do this, and if I were to have that work, where this subtracted from that, it seems like it would be breaking the rule because this is a different color. So I don't know whether I should allow that or I should stick to doing this where they're all the same color. No, it's not just whether they look better. So, okay. I was thinking about that too. Maybe I should just stick to one color for that and then do colored subtraction dots too. Because I think by default that's the way that it would work. And a lot of times I feel like if I don't have to write a special case, yeah, like if I don't have to write a special case code to make something work, then it's probably the more intuitive way and less breaking the rules. I really don't know why it keeps doing this. It's really annoying. It is really annoying. Like it keeps popping out. I guess I'm just clicking the tab and then maybe my mouse is, because my mouse is basically broken. Yeah, I think that's it. I think the problem is that I'm double clicking that tab. My mouse is broken and double clicks like on its own all the time. It's really annoying. But I'm poor, so I haven't bought another mouse yet because it still kind of works. Okay, well I'll put them together at some point. I think I will stick with the original ones to begin with, though. So these will work like this, which means I gotta fix this because that's gonna have the wrong list of puzzles. It's real. I still gotta fix these doors, frankly. I really don't even need these wires because the wires are a polish feature. You know, like they're useful. It's useful for the player to know what's gonna get solved next, but they're kind of a polish feature. Plus, I'm gonna change the way the panels are, so I don't really need the wires. But okay, let me just do this as the one because I really don't need anything else. Okay, so we'll start with the single colored ones and do multicolored ones later. I don't know why this panel is weirdly dark. Looks like I'm gonna have to resolve these. And that's 3. Yeah, it goes like that, it goes like that. Yeah, this is the only one that I don't know about whether to do something with. I just don't love the feel of it is the problem. Like that works, but honestly it undercuts the thing I have going on here. So I'll think about that. Okay, so that's not wired up right, apparently. Either. Which may be why the color's wrong. Yeah, so I need to go like this, and then go like this, and then go wire up. Okay. It is freaking cold as crap in this house right now. Folks, it's cold. So I like that one. I actually like most of these, I think. That seems really easy, though. I had somebody say that these were like really straightforward at one point. I can't remember who it was. Like, they still liked solving them, but they thought they were kind of straightforward. That doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know if I like that one. There's not like a ton of thinking going into that one. Whereas this one's like pretty straightforward. So I might cut that and just cut this set down to like 1, 2, 3 or something. Because that one's good. This one's good because it kind of reinforces the point. Yeah, I like that one, and that one, and that one. I don't like this one so much, so I think I'm going to pull that one out and just have 4. It's not a terrible puzzle, but it's not like I'm lacking for puzzles of this variety anyhow. And I definitely need to cut down on the area. This is too big. It's too big. Okay, so that would just be that, and that now, which I think is probably good. So then I have this, which is another canceling puzzle, but of a different variety. And I had felt before like I had too many canceling puzzles. I actually have notes for this. I just realized that. That's how long it's been. Whoops. That is literally how long it's been. I have no idea what docs I have, so I should probably go over here and just look at my face for a minute while I get the one that I want. Man. I think this is the right file. This, unless this is puzzle notes. I think I opened the wrong one. Okay. Audit notes from April 2018. That's like when I did the audit for the puzzles. Oh my word. Alright, well. I still haven't even gone through all of this audit, is the bad thing. So, done some of these. I thought about adding this. Those, oh yeah. So I've gone through and put green on these because the ones that I fixed are good now. So that's all pretty much fixed. I'm not worried about that. Pretty much cut those already. I did this work already. I think I cut these already. Okay. Yeah, so I had too many here. It looks like I cut this one because it didn't work. This is probably hard to see on the stream. Let me see if I can zoom in enough to that be visible. Okay. So I cut this because it didn't work anymore. And now I just cut this because I just didn't like it. I think it's because I had to lock tiles to make these work now, and so it's just not as interesting. I seemed kind of happy with these for some reason. I'm not sure why. So if I took, hold on. So if I took this and I didn't lock any tiles, would this puzzle be significantly different? That's something I want to know. I have no idea. Let me try this. It says it would be very different. Doesn't look bad different though. trying to decide whether to do this without locking those or not, because if I lock them like that, I guess you can still do it that way. I don't know if it's necessary to lock those. And I like to not lock things if I don't have to, so trying this a different way, I guess, is what I'm thinking about. Why is it so stupid? Okay. Oops. So, I don't know what I just did, but it wasn't what I meant to do. So, if I unlock all these and just do that like that, then that's kind of interesting. To begin with, I think. If I unlock everything on this one, then it starts solved. But if I say like these need to be like locked on or something, I think these will be okay. Of course, there's like more room to mess with these later on, because I'm gonna be making it to where it doesn't auto solve it every time you change it. But I think I'm probably happy with those locked, and I'll just leave that as it is. But these ones, I just really don't know about. I just really don't know about those. So let's just move along. Let's keep looking through these. So I don't know why I didn't comment on them in my thing here. Like, I made no comment about those at all. I guess they must have worked better back when they were like this than they do now. Because now it feels like there's not really any thinking that needs to be done there. I'm going to look and see if I unlock these. It says there's 16 solutions now. Why? Why does it always do that? Is it because of the... Is it because of the mouse cursor thing? Is that why? Like, let me move over here. It's because of the mouse cursor. It's what it gotta be what it is. Now, I have no idea why it would do that, but because it does it like literally 100% of the time. If I hold that, it's moved my mouse down here, and so it immediately locks it, or immediately untabifies it. So that's gotta be like a common thing that is an issue with with Unity, with locking the cursor. So if I'm gonna fix that, I gotta think of how to fix it. It feels like the way to fix that is make it to where you have to click in the window before your cursor is locked, at least in the editor. Yeah, that seems like what I need to do. Which is annoying. Like, why does that work that way? Yeah. Doesn't look like there's anything that works there. Okay. So right now I do that with, I'm pretty sure I just put it in the player update or something. No, it's not in there. It's got to be in, I've got like too many freaking files open. A bunch of these are like old versions of files and stuff. Like, what the heck? Okay. I believe it's either in controller or it's in the other one. I'm like just immediately locking it into there. Yeah, it's right here. So I think I need to figure out whether the mouse is in the window. So how would I do that? How would I do that? I used to have the mouse position. I used that. What is this? None of that's right. None of that's useful. This is all experimental stuff anyway. It's just like mouse enter window event. Why is it all experimental? What is all this crap? I don't need any of this. I need why are there so many events here? Okay, so I can just do mouse position, check that against screen width, screen height, and 0. Okay, so we're going to go if, let's just put a note here, check to see if, So yeah, so we're gonna go if input dot mouse position. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around this, even though it should probably be in the TJ input thing instead, because that's usually where I'm talking to this stuff. Get rid of mouse position, or is it still in here? Still in here, so there's still a mouse position. Which I guess I could get. But I'm just gonna do this. I don't know. It's hard to make a decision what's better to do. So we're gonna check if it's inside the window. So what is mouse position? It's vector 3. Okay, so vector 3. Here we go. MP is equal to input of mouse position. If MP is more than 0 and dot x, I guess it's more than 0 and MP dot y is more than 0. And p dot x is less than screen. Is it screen? Yeah, screen dot width and screen and p dot y is less than screen dot height. So we do that. Then we go if I think this would be mouse button, left mouse button. Then we would do these. Let's try that. There's probably an error in that somewhere. Something I screwed up. Nope, looks okay. Looks okay. Okay. So yeah, so that's not locking it now. So that's moving. And then if I click, then it locks it in there. And then if I hit escape, then I've got a free mouse again. That is pretty much the behavior that I want, I think. Although I may want to like just not have the cursor move at all if the mouse is not locked. I really don't know. It's probably okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where's this told me? Oh, there it does tell me. Hour and 34. I'm going to take another real quick break. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. The break was a little longer than I intended. Have to deal with the wood stove occasionally. It's, you know, it's winter, trying to not freeze to death, that kind of thing. Okay, I think those are fine. These, I wanted to check to see if I unlocked the tiles, what they would be like. This might be a good situation for multicolored ones. Might not be though. So if I did this with multiple colors like that, it would be like this, I guess. Naturally, you put those together because you can't do it any other way. If I did it with one color, yeah, I think I need to turn the cursor off when the cursor's like not in the window. Like it needs to not be taking mouse movement, you know? It needs to like move back to the player whenever you escape out. Anyway, let's not worry about that right now. But let's say they're the same color like this. I can do it that way, I can do it this way, I can do it is that it, really? Maybe it is. It might be better anyway if I like let you mess with the stuff, but it really doesn't matter whether those are 5s or 2s or 1s or anything. I don't think anyway. Well, maybe it does matter. I guess it does matter a little bit that they're 5s. There's only 2 subtractions, so you kind of have to find the solution some way. Let's see, so this is 6, and I think it's supposed to go like that. Which feels a little bit like a trick, and it feels a little bit like this one. I was thinking about cutting this one, so I think I will cut that one and just have this one, and then I think I'll I just really don't know about any of those, but let me cut this one real quick because I think that I don't want that one in there. I want to see whether it works better without it. Let's see. There, and there. Wire that up, and then kill this wire, and it shouldn't need any power. Just unconnect that for now. And that means that that can be shorter right here. And that means that all of this can be moved down this way. So that's all probably good. keep looking at these, see which ones I want to cut, because there's really only one that I checked in that next section. I had somebody play test, and I seem to remember them thinking different things about these puzzles than I did, but let me look at this one real quick. So that's 6 and that's 6. So those cancel out. I just feel like those aren't good because it's just too much canceling, and then a set of puzzles that are canceling. If it was like, you know, 1, 2, 3 puzzles that weren't canceling, then maybe. But so here we got 6 and we got 1, so it feels like I need to do that. And that's pretty straightforward. Here I've got 6s and 6s, so it feels like I need to do that, and that's very straightforward, I feel like. I think there was something weird with this one. So that's got to be 5. That's got to be 5. And then this is... Okay, so this one's supposed to be done like this, I think. Although I kind of like it like that, but it's supposed to be done like this. This is 4. 4 is 8. So subtract 2 from that, that's 4. Subtract 2 from that, that's 4. So maybe this one I'm doing like 5, 4, 3. This is probably something like more like it needs to be done like this. Yeah. That one's okay. I think that's probably the one I marked before as being the best one in the set. Let's look. Yeah, it's definitely... I think I like that one the best. Not sure why I rotated the puzzle though, but at some point looks like I rotated it. Or maybe not, maybe it just works both ways. Which may be part of why it's not a bad puzzle. Okay, so that works both ways. It looks pretty nice. I don't hate this one, but I think it could be better. Okay. There's a -1 there. 6, 7, 8. So 7. Definitely go like that and do that. Just not a big fan of that. Really, out of all of these, I feel like this one's the best. I feel like if I had, which I think I had thought of this before, I feel like if I had a good set of puzzles, but I don't, if I had a good set of puzzles here and I ended with this, this would be okay, because if I cut these out, then you would have done the canceling puzzles here, and then you'd move on to something that didn't have canceling. And then you'd get to this one that does, and that would be kind of tricky again, because you'd have to remember, oh yeah, okay. But because this doesn't add together to cancel, it's just like, it's just 6, it's a little obvious. Because the interesting thing here was that this added together to cancel these. And this one too is interesting because it adds together. So that one's not bad, but it does feel like a trick. I just gotta try to figure out why I'm not happy with these puzzles. I think I'm not happy because it just feels really basic. It just feels really straightforward. Yeah, it just feels really straightforward. Can also be done that way. I don't know why I think these are so straightforward. I guess because the solutions are so kind of given by the nature of like what colors I'm using, and that I've locked stuff. It kind of just gives the solution away, so it's not that hard. Few solutions there. It still moved it for some reason. I'm not sure why. What in the heck? Is it because it's like still in that mode? Like, what in the heck is going on? Like, that's not inside of the window. It's because it's moving it inside the window, and it's grabbing that click. So what do I do for that? I guess I set the mode, and then I change the mode if that's true, right? But that's not what I want. Yeah, I guess I do that. I do, if it's outside of that, then I change this. I guess that's probably the way I should do it. This is so annoying. I don't know what is going on with Unity. It's like if I could just make this tab never undock. But I can't. I can't make it to where you can't. Sophia, hush. Sophia. Alright, dog alarm. Hold on. Alrighty. Okay, so the hope then is that it won't ever do that, because if the mouse is outside of the window, then you're out here and we consider it in this other mode, essentially. So that's good. Now it doesn't move the cursor actually when I'm out here. Does it still pick up input though? If I click out here, okay, no, it doesn't pick up the input even. So that's good. So it will pretty much ignore input until I click in there. If I'm in this mode, then it will pick up input. Oh no, it doesn't pick up input even. It just moves that. Oh. So it won't pick up input. So that's good. That's what I want to see. Is it not not annoying me with crap? Okay. I've been streaming about 2 hours, I think. I need some lunch, so I think I'm going to take a break to eat lunch, and then I'll come back after lunch and stream some more. So, yeah. So if anybody's still hanging around, they can come back after, I don't know, half an hour, something like that, and I'll be doing some more work. If not, then whatever. All right, see you guys later. Have a good one. Let me, I don't think I have that mapped to a button, but all right, I'll be back in a little bit.